I've seen Lindsey in a long time, and today. So that's how time doesn't exist for people that really know each other. So this is it. This is the beginning. And then we go into rehearsal on the 5th of January. We rehearse The Trucks Leave on February 22nd for Pittsburgh. We do 3 days of production rehearsal, and then we do a show in Pittsburgh, and then we're off for 45 more shows so far.
One of the things that's interesting about this particular leg of the tour, or perhaps this period of time in general, is that we are not supporting a new album. So there's no new material to do, so we thought it would be very appropriate to go in and really just look at the body of work that we have and put together something that you know, we would enjoy playing and not put ourselves in the pressure of trying to redefine ourselves with new material.
When you do a new album, of course you want to do a whole bunch of new songs. And of course the audience is never that into a whole bunch of new songs, so you have to always do those songs you know they want to hear. When Go Your Own Way was brand new, nobody wanted to hear it either. You know what I mean? It's like new songs, doesn't matter how good they are. It's like everybody's like, oh, well, you know, it's new and I don't know it, so it's like I want to sing along and I can't. So, you know, to go out and do a tour like this where we're actually going to go out and play all of the songs that were huge songs. It's like you said to me on the phone the other day when I was saying, I don't think we have enough rehearsal. And Lindsey's like, yeah, we do. We know, Stevie, we know all the songs. We've been playing it for 30 years. We know the songs.
You look at the number of songs that were radio songs, that were hit songs. And that kind of defines that for you right there. You're looking for songs that are the most accessible, the most familiar, and that you know are going to connect with the audience. And you know, luckily we had a pretty good track record with hits. So you know it kind of, the set more or less writes itself, I think.
This is our life. This is our beautiful songs that we worked so hard on, that you love. And for this one time, we're going to play all this for you. Now, the next time, we're probably going to do a record, and you're going to have to sit through some more new songs. But for this time, we're going to actually do Fleetwood Mac's biggest song.
Fleetwood Mac is gearing up for their Unleashed tour with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham front row and center. Well, back in the early 70s, these two former lovers recorded as a duo. And as Sean found out, it was the cover to their first album that still has Stevie blushing.
What do you remember about
that shoot?
This shoot. What do you remember about it?
It was a very bad experience for me. I'm not a stripper, and I never was. So for me, that was hugely embarrassing.
The object of Stevie Nicks' embarrassment? The cover of the Buckingham Nicks album from 1973, which featured her and Lindsey naked.
Now, his hair is kind of strategically placed. Is that a shadow? Is that airbrushing?
No, listen, that picture's touched up.
Good thing I had long hair.
That's a good thing. I have never been so horrified in my life as when that photographer walked up to me and said, okay, I'm going to take your blouse now.
35 years later, Stevie and Lindsey will once again join their Fleetwood Mac bandmates for a new tour, and the Mac will re-release their landmark 1977 album, Rumors, recorded at a time when lovers Stevie and Lindsey were going through a very turbulent breakup.
We had a lot of problems, and we had some arguments, but we also had a lot of fun.
You could go your own way. Two couples being in a band, two couples breaking up, you know, singing songs to each other. I mean, it was ready-made. You know, we would have been eaten up by the tabloids.
Yep, imagine the gossip of that.
Fleetwood Mac unleashed on the streets. Well, it's exciting because this is the first time that we've actually gone out and done a tour which is going to actually back up our very big body of work. When you're going out to back up an album, you are always trying to stick as many new songs in there as you can. So that's a lot of pressure, and you know, you decide you don't want to do them halfway through and they get dropped out of the set, or it's like, and they put you under a lot of pressure. This tour is really to go out and celebrate all the amazing songs that have been a part of people's lives.
I just have a great admiration for Canada because it's a wonderful, open, clean environment. The cities are beautiful. They have a very small army. You know, I mean, they run their country in a way that possibly America could take a couple of pages, a couple of lessons from tape. And so I have a lot of respect.
And yes, every time I go to Canada, I notice people walking around holding hands. And I, of course, as a writer, I love that because I'm like, don't move. I don't see that here. I just don't see it here. I live in Santa Monica, and I don't see it here. So I love that because it says to me that it's a slightly more romantic society. Lindsay, do you know when the tickets go on sale in Canada?
I think December 15th.